the the
Barry
most obvious
Barami is
bad
not happy. The cloud architect is the administrator of the San Diego Webcam, a YouTube channel that live streams San Diego Bay.
It's absurd. This is all absurd.
Last month, officials at Cabrillo National Monument in Point Loma disconnected two webcams Barami installed a decade ago. Barami says he installed the cameras in an arrangement with the park. He was allowed to mount and operate the cameras, and he provided Wi Fi service to park guests. Now, Naval Criminal Investigative Services, or NCIS, says that the cameras were a security concern, claiming they broadcasted military activity on Naval Air Station North Island and Naval Base Point Loma. The Park Service says that after reviewing those concerns, it decided it did not have authority to continue to authorize them.
The San Diego webcam is not live streaming anything that people can't already see.
Barami says the move amounts to censorship.
Well, when the government starts censoring a very public view, I think that everybody should be concerned.
Warship 49, we are coming to port to avoid you.
Back in November, Barami's cameras were rolling when two Navy warships almost collided at a narrow point in the bay. The ships had to take evasive maneuvers to avoid the collision.
Warship 92, we are coming to port to avoid you as well.
Barami's cameras were unplugged last month, the day before the Navy released its investigation into that incident. Actions he thinks are connected.
It's not for security, and it's no coincidence that after 10 years, they cut it off a day before the report came out. I mean, give me a break.
This has been an issue in numerous cases.
That's David Loy, the legal director of the First Amendment Coalition, a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization that advocates for government transparency.
The First Amendment guarantees the press and public the right to record, observe, and report on anything that occurs in a public place. So if the government has secrets to keep, it needs to keep them secret. It cannot tell the press and public that you may not film or record or observe matters that the government itself exposes to the full view of the public.
Belinda Taylor lives in Virginia, and her son serves on a San Diego-based ship.
I'd like to see that camera get turned back on so that we can see our families and our children and other people's children and celebrate with them when their families come in.
Taylor and her family were unable to come to San Diego to greet her son when returning from deployment. She says she found the San Diego webcam after the Cabrillo fees were cut and is disappointed she wasn't able to watch her son's ship come into the bay.
None of us can really go out there to see him, so having that camera gives us that opportunity to see him. Even if we can't see him, it's like being there even though we can't be there, and laying eyes on him or on his ship when he's been on the other side of the world really gave us a sense of feeling that he's home.
Asked if these newly raised security concerns would impact public access to the park or visitors' ability to take pictures and video, the National Park Service says it has no further comment. Barami says he already has plans to mount even more cameras locally and is also developing an app to let anyone live stream from the park with their phones. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.